And there it is.
Hi, guys.
What it do, shorty?
Welcome to another episode of
Too much to say.
And my name is Manal.
And mine is Anisa.
And we're just very happy
To be here.
And thank you for joining us.
That part. I'm a little bit delirious.
How have you been?
I've been good, baby girl. Have you been, babe?
I've been good.
Just outside?
No,
Summertime?
inside.
We've been inside.
Inside.
It's summertime. I'm excited for the summers. Have you got plans this summer? Were you outside? Catch flights? Not feelings?
Not feelings.
I
We're
like
catching
that.
flights.
I mean, flights and feelings, I don't mind.
I don't have feelings to catch.
We will find some. Holiday romance? Have you ever had a holiday romance?
A holiday romance?
Uh-huh.
No.
I have. I think it's the cutest thing. And just leave it where it was. That's it.
She said, I fell in love in Ibiza.
Take it easy. I would do the way. That's all we're obsessed with. Okay, so
Listen.
Manal, today's episode, I really want to talk about girl code, right? So, like, moving here, you meet so many different people and, like, so many people from different backgrounds and whatever, right? So I found it interesting. One of the things I love about our friendship is, like, I didn't really ever have to kind of talk girl code with you because I feel like we're just on the same level with it. But there's some people that need to be knowing girl code and what it is.
Some of you out there don't understand girl code.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Shots
I'm
fired. I'm here for it. So there's this rapper called Cash Doll. She's an American rapper, and I love her. She's just like my alter ego. She's like, I know everyone knows of like Nicki Minaj or whatever, but Cash Doll is like, there's just like this essence about her. So if you don't know her, Google her. So she has this album. It's called The Last Doll. And on this album, there's a song called Cash Commandments. And I'm so obsessed with this song because it's literally her 10 commandments of the girl code. And obviously there's some swear words or whatever in it. So I'm going to beep out the swear words, but I want to go through it, right? So she says, she starts the song and she goes, as women, there's rules we need to stand by. You stand for something or you fall for anything, which first of all, vibes, right? So she goes, 1, you never let a man F you over more than once.
2, anybody owe you bread, do not accept the crumbs.
3, remember, you can never tell these bitches everything.
4, today she call you sis, tomorrow she your enemy.
5, money to the side, don't ever let anyone leave you dry.
6, stand on business. If they say it's up, you better ride.
7, keep the family first, put that in front of everything.
8, bet that on yourself. If you are going to roll the dice on anything.
9, any points to be made, don't be scared to prove it. It's better not to be scared.
10, and you better look effing good when you do it.
Listen, we said it in the most monotone and most amazing PG rated way.
Yeah.
But if you can do yourselves any type of favor today,
listen to the song.
I'm telling you,
yeah,
any day
the
of the
way
week,
she says it and the way she raps it is.
So I'm gonna go through it a little bit, right? First of all, she said you never let a man F you over more than once, right? And it's that thing of like, when a man shows you who he is, believe him, right?
Fool me once, fool me twice. Sorry, I don't know the rest of the chorus.
Okay. 2, she goes, anybody that owe you bread, do not accept the crumbs. Anyone who owes you bread, do not accept the crumbs. And I love that. If they owe you real money or a real opportunity, why would you settle for anything less?
Absolutely.
Vibes. 3, remember, you can never tell these bitches everything, which I...
Stay private, sis.
Listen, not even stay private. I'm not even a fan of being private. I'm a fan of confusing people. You just tell them a bunch of everything and then they figure it out. So don't tell them, like,
don't do that.
Literally, I'd be like, this and this and this, and it's just up to you to figure out. But you can't tell someone or one person everything.
I think it's important to keep some things to yourself.
Yes.
And that little privacy.
And then goes into her 4th commandment, where today she's calling you sis, tomorrow she's your enemy, which is so, so, so important to remember. Because sometimes people will be like besties, whatever, and then something happens, something changes, and she's your enemy. Literally, you will just
Girls do better.
Listen. Number 5, money to the side. Don't let someone leave you dry, like a man leave you dry. I am a big fan of that. So like, you know, when you're dating someone or you're married someone, you should always have like your little emergency fund or like your own little thing. Don't ever feel like...
No, don't be... generally, just don't be fully dependent on anyone. And no one's coming to save you. So tomorrow, when he leaves you high and dry, and you have to pay bills and do things...
She said money to the side.
Money to the side. Always save your money.
Yeah.
6, Savings.
6, she goes, stand on business. If they say it's up, you better ride. See, this, I don't play around. Stand on business. If you say if you say something and you said what you said, stand on it. Mm-hmm. And like, if you
keep the energy.
Yeah, and if I need to stand on it and I need to write on what I stood on, we're doing it.
Absolutely.
At dawn.
Keep the energy.
And then number 7, you keep your family first. Put that in front of everything. That goes without saying. That goes without saying. Family over anything. And sometimes it's a bit difficult because obviously not everyone's on the best terms with their family, but it's always going to be family before anything. Even if we're not on the best terms, you're my blood, you know? 8, she goes, bet that on yourself. You're going to roll all the dice on anything, which is believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself first.
If you don't believe in yourself, you can't expect other people to believe in yourself. And I think I'm a very big fan of that. You have got to believe in yourself more than anybody and anything else can ever believe in you. You first, right?
Love yourself first, believe in yourself first. Exactly. Otherwise, no one's going to believe in you or love you.
And any points to be made, don't be scared to prove it. This point right here, if there's something you're going to stand on, if there's a point that you have to make,
I will stand on that point.
And to prove it. Like, I'm not lying. I'm a proof that I can stand on it. I'm not playing about. Do you know what I mean?
This part, I'm not going to prove it, but I will say my point.
And the last part, she said, you better look effing good when you do it. Listen, what do I always say? Do not look like what you're going through.
Absolutely.
I'm very big on that. You will never see me look like what I'm going through.
Never catch us at all. At all.
That's the truth. So I love it. So, Manal, here's my thing, right?
And the way she always says, so, Manal.
I like it for us. So now, question. What do you consider as girl code? And how important do you think it is to make sure it's respected?
I'm gonna ask you the question. What is girl code to you? I mean,
what's girl code to me?
Yeah.
Baby girl. And
code. How do you ensure that it is respected? Like your terms are respected?
Yeah. I honestly, it's 2 things for me. It's like respect and loyalty. Girl code stands on those facts. If you think of like if I'm planting a tree of our friendship, Mubsah, you have to have the basis of it. What are you going to put in the bottom? How is it going to grow? For me, in the book, like we plant the seed of respect. Always have respect for each other. Never be disrespectful, and loyalty. Whatever you tell me, whatever we talk about, whatever you fear, you love, you don't, whatever. Know that I'm going to be loyal to it, and true to it, and protect it. Now, if we build it as that, then we nurture the friendship with like check-ins and making sure you're consistently there for each other and making sure that there's love and pouring into it so that the friendship grows. Anyone who is in my friendship circle, somebody that I consider like my girl, if you're disrespectful to me or anybody I love, or you're disloyal to me and you're going around sharing my business, whatever, that's girl code broken. Whether it's you know, being disrespectful to anything I've shared with you, or you're being disloyal, or people are talking about me and you're sitting with them, and it always comes back to the respect and the loyalty. You break those, girl code for me is gone. There is no girl code.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think girl code, for me, girl code, it's sacred. It's really important. I don't, like growing up, I wasn't very like girlfriends. Like my friendships were mainly with guys. Mm-hmm. And the reason is because I guess girls just, I don't know what the reason is, but I think girls were just a little bit, maybe we were young, so it was a different time.
Yeah.
And so now, because I have a lot more women around me, a lot of strong, smart, and independent women, I think I understand now the importance of girl code. Yeah. So now it's extremely sacred.
Yeah.
And for me, it would be honesty. It would be loyalty. It would be for you to never allow anybody to talk about me. Anybody to talk about me
In your presence.
in a bad way, in my presence or in my absence.
No, in some, like, if I'm your friend,
Yeah.
no one can come to me right now and say anything about Manal. The minute they say, by the way, you know your friend Manal.
Yeah. Yeah. And we keep talking about this. It's like, why do they come to you?
You shouldn't have the comfort level to ever come to me. That's not happening. There's no way anyone is coming to me.
Because, and then if they do, and if they're comfortable enough, that's fine. But I know where I stand.
Yeah. I used to always say, like, if someone said to me, by the way, Anisa, I have to tell you something. So-and-so said this and this about you. I used to always just look at the person and say, well, why do they feel comfortable to come to you and tell you that? What about you allowed them that they can finish the whole salfa, they can finish the whole conversation and talk about me to you? What comfort level do they have with you? So you're on that. For me, girl code has gone too.
I agree with you. I think that's really, really important. I think for me, especially after our last episodes, we were talking about, so for me, the reason I do it is because it wasn't done for me enough. Until today, it's still not done for me. But I've accepted that fact. I don't want anybody to show up for me or whatever. I just want you not to accept shit being said about me behind my back. But I think it's the standing up for me that is related to the growing up and having, different kinds of trauma, and not having someone at the time
believe you.
No. I was believed, but I mean, obviously I never spoke about it until later, but that's not it. It's just that no one stood up for me at the time. So, and then you get older and then who's going to really stand up for you? Because everybody's busy in their life. So I do almost what others didn't do for me. If that makes sense. So that's why it's very important for me. I will take a side.
Yeah.
I will fight the person that you're angry with first.
Yeah.
Or whoever hurt you. And then we talk about it. I might slap you later if I find out that you're at fault. But those are the most important girl codes. And don't date my ex. Don't date my ex.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't date my ex.
Okay.
No one dated my ex, but don't date my ex.
The longest silence.
It's just like you guys are too quiet. It's because silence sometimes all you need.
Silence speak louder than words.
Yeah.
No, of course. What in the world? Imagine it's like I sorry, I didn't throw the guy, but like it's like throwing away your trash and then someone coming to eat from your trash.
Yeah.
It's like leaving food leftovers. I can go back to my leftovers. But my guests can't have my leftovers.
It's a bit techie. That's why no, techie though. I love our friendship because we'll never have that problem. I'm just too loyal for that.
I don't have that. I would just be like, you smell like Anisa.
Because you know me, my perfume.
I know. I was like,
First of all, you're smelling before.
Imagine, immediately. Already, it's
Side note.
already.
Wait, we have to explain that because that sounds crazy. I love perfume. I'm very big on perfume and I always
her
mix
scent.
smells. So Manal will smell me before anything else. So if I was ever with her ex,
I'd be like,
smell me.
I can't. Did you wash this shirt?
No, but okay, let me rephrase that. Because I'm so big on loyalty and respect, for me, I know that once those two things are missing in the girl code, we're done. There's no conversation I ever need to have. If I know I can no longer be around you because you don't respect me, I'll give you a very good example. Growing up, we used to have I went to a mixed school, so we'd always have the boys would be teasing the girls. And there was always those girls that wanted to be liked by the boys and they would always go with the boys and be like, oh yeah, just make fun of people and bullying, whatever. That was just a general high school experience, right? But as a grown woman now, if I'm around a mixed group of friends, there's no way we're playing that game. There's no way we are like sitting around and you're saying anything to put me down, because I find that disrespectful in front of people too, right? So I don't like that type of girls that do that.
The
For me,
banter,
yeah.
the one that's
Not
like
funny.
little. No, especially there's some like that will get comfortable around other people to make fun of you. So they wouldn't do it when you guys are one-on-one, or if there's like a couple of other people. But like when there's more people, they feel more comfortable because they want you to kind of like react.
Yeah,
you know?
especially when if they're around somebody that you like.
I don't know.
That type of snaky nonsense. Cancel. So yeah, so for me, I feel like that type of nonsense where women will be like, oh, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for the putting someone down. I'm not here for the disrespect either. Then the other thing I'm not here for is the disloyalty. I think for me, in general, like family, friends, relationships, loyalty is such a big thing for me. Because once I'm your friend or your partner, sibling I didn't choose, family I didn't choose, but like if I've chosen to like do life with you, I am fiercely loyal. There is no way, like I said, no one can.
What's an example of like loyalty? A situation? Maybe one that like stuck with you, or like one that left a mark.
Like there's been
a big lesson.
A few times that it's happened in my lifetime where I've been so loyal to someone and I've seen it. It broke the friendship, right? So like I used to have this really, 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 really close friend. Like everywhere I went, she went. We were sisters. We were just like this. The friendship was like more like, you know, the type of friendship where it's just so in sync, where you don't have to say much, you don't have to do much, everything just in sync. And no one ever needed to like check on each other's loyalty. Like if she wasn't in the room, I had her back. That's how I felt, right? And I thought she had my back until one day something had happened with the guy that she was dating, and he was basically like wasn't sure about something. Like I'm the type of friend, if you need an alibi, I got you. I didn't even have to ask you what you're doing. I need to, can you cover for me? Yep, cool. Say less. Cool. I need to get out of something. Call me. So something must have happened where she needed to be covered for, and I did it without even questioning. He was looking for her something, and I just covered for her. And then she ended up telling him the truth. But at that time, it should have been something she should have told me. Like, by the way, babe, I told him, it's fine, we can laugh about it. But not only did she tell him the truth, she switched it and was like, oh, Anisa made me do it. So for me, I was like, this is a guy we just met yesterday. We've known each other longer than this. This shouldn't even have happened. And now he is telling you can't hang around with me. And we're like this. So for me, the loyalty was gone. The disrespect was there. I was like, we can't do this anymore because you broke the thing that we've always had together.
But also, it's like you haven't even given me the benefit of the doubt. You haven't given me the opportunity.
I'm sticking up for you. You were somewhere else where you weren't supposed to be. And he called me to look for you. And I stood up for you. Mm-hmm. And then you say, oh, by the way, that was a lie. And Anisa made me do it.
I know this one.
Right. So I said, okay, well, the loyalty is not there. And I'm not going to be loyal for someone who's going to throw me under the bus. So I think when it comes to girl code, it's like, sometimes we might need to just like, as years progress and as long as you know people, you think that it's always going to be like that. But then the smart thing for me to have done at that point was to do a little check-in. Hey, just let's check in. Are we still at this pace of our friendship? Are we still loyal to each other? Are we still respectful?
Is it a natural thing though? Or
it should be now.
I think there's two things though. I think the check-in for sure is a thing, but I feel like also your gut had been telling you at some point, and we talked about this, at some point, something else must have happened. Because when a disloyal person does something that suddenly shows and is in front of you, and it's it's like very clear in front of your face. Yeah. Yeah. And it's there and the mask is off. They've done it a couple of times. You just didn't see it.
Yeah. And that's my thing that I'm sorting through in general in life, right?
I meant like in that particular scenario.
Thing, yes, but
have you had incidents before?
No, because
like warning signs.
But I was blind to it, right? When I love you and I'm loyal to you.
No, but now that you know.
Well, now I can look
Were
back.
there-
Oh, yes, so many.
So many. Okay.
From childhood too. It wasn't even just like from our grown-up years. It was so many from like, if I take it all the way back to us being children.
But in like that particular...
I gave so many passes. So now when it comes to girl code for me in my friendships today, because even a couple of months ago, I had to just recheck some people because it was like the loyalty wasn't there and the disrespect was there. Sometimes it's like we do have to check back in because people's... like their code of like what they understand, where they are in life, it changes. Well, it changes with who else they meet, with what else they allow in their lives. And I didn't take that in. When a woman is like going through her phases of life, certain people will enter her life and change her. And if I've known you since childhood, you're not gonna be the same person when you're dating this person or when you're married or when you become a mum. You're not the same. So all of those influences cannot then make me feel confident that girl code would have stayed the same because girl code changed.
Right.
Because when now you're somebody's wife, it's different. When you're somebody's mother, it's different. And it was on me to check back in and I didn't. That's where I lacked. I know better now. I do better now. But in that situation, it was like, okay, wait, I had to figure that out, you know?
Yeah. Where do you think kindness falls in that expectation of like loyalty and things? Because I think some people have fear. We've talked about this in the past, of like, they don't know how to be there for you. And for them, the idea of loyalty or whatever they're doing, whatever action they're doing, which eventually will hurt you, they're not doing it knowingly. They're doing it subconsciously or to protect themselves.
Stop.
No, I'm asking.
Because sometimes, remember I told you, people know what they're doing when they're doing what they're doing. That's where we go wrong. Because how are you going to be more compassionate about someone's actions? People know what they're doing.
No, then it's up to me.
But
then it's up to me to be okay with you being that way or not. But how, like, what do you think, like, what advice would you give or would you think you would give? So you have a friend, they're generally good, you know, maybe they don't necessarily speak bad or good about you, but maybe they entertain a little soft gossip, right? Hold on. You know, Manal's hair, you know, she went lighter. I don't really like it. She changed her style. Maybe I'm not into like the pants. Maybe, you know, she looked better when she was wearing dresses. Something like soft gossip. But then you tell them, I didn't feel comfortable that you were talking about me. But then you're just like, but I was just talking about like your hair or whatever. And they don't realize it. And then how do you handle a situation like that? Like,
it's very funny because certain people like that, people who do that, would hate if the shoe was on the other foot. Would hate it if you did it to them. Pay attention to that. Because if it's just, oh, I was just saying this, okay, let me switch it. And give it back to you. I give it back to you and I act that way towards you. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, they will not like it. There is no, look, people
they
do
won't
testers.
like it, period.
They won't like it, period. People do testers. They test the waters with you. They see what your boundary is. They see how far they can push it. We know it when we're dating. We know how to deal with that with men, right? We know, okay, he's going to test the boundaries. He's going to do this and this and this. It's really the same with friendship. If you get comfortable with me and you start pushing the boundary, like for example, a really good example, right? We're doing a podcast now. We're getting to know each other. Our friendship is growing. You know me well enough to know, at this point, to know that I care about my appearance. I care about my makeup, whatever. So imagine I come to the set one day and my makeup is like really bad, right? And you say to me, Anisa, let's just go upstairs. Let's fix your makeup. Let's do this. Let's switch this, da-da-da. Because you have respect for me and there's an appreciation for me, I won't take that as something bad. I'll be like, oh, babe, let's go fix it. Let's go fix my hair. Let's go do this. But you could choose to be like, film the whole episode and be like, by the way, I didn't want to tell you, but like your hair, your makeup wasn't the best.
No, bye.
Now that's the difference.
Your subscription to this friendship has just ended.
Well, there's the difference. That's
your subscription has just ended. No,
and it depends on someone's moral compass. And it's okay. It's
no.
okay to adjust.
That's not okay.
Where people
that's
are in your
sick.
life. Exactly, but I just gave you the example because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
If someone can sit there and be like, I don't really like your hair, or it's just soft gossip, and then you are okay with me just going through and having this whole situation or having this whole experience and not correcting it for my own good, but for your entertainment, it's not happening. It's okay when people.
What about when people don't stand for you? Like when people don't stand up for you? Well, again, like based on the same thing.
Where we are in life today.
Because look, some people haven't had any parents. They were maybe raised in a house where they had to depend on themselves. Some people are children of divorce and they've seen a lot of trauma. Some people have been abused. So different people have different like mechanisms, and their thought process and their common sense is different to your common sense.
Can you let go that they didn't defend you? And they didn't stand up for you? Can you let it go? Knowing this, can you let it go?
Is it a me problem then though?
No, but can you let it go?
Why do I need someone to stand up for me?
Can you let it go?
No, I'm genuinely asking.
I know, but
because I think it would be me. I would want someone to stand up for me and defend me.
There you go.
But then is it a me problem?
No, it's a requirement of safety that you need from friendship. You should feel safe. I should be, as your friend, doing things that make you feel safe.
Yeah, but do you think it's a fair burden? It's a fair burden. It's a fair burden for me to place on you.
No.
To say, Anisa, next time Zarina says X, Y, and Z, stand up, defend me.
Yes, because as your friend, I know what that did to you as a child, not being stood up for. That's the whole. If I'm your friend, I'm taking in what brings you joy, what's your insecurity, what brought you pain, and I have to. It's my responsibility as your friend to make sure I never am the cause of that. And I don't care if I have my own issues. Everybody has issues, yes. But I don't have the same needs as you. You don't have the same needs as me. That's why we can facilitate it. That's friendship. That's growth. I know when we go out, let's say we go to a party and someone pushes you or does something to you. I know that's a trigger. So before they can ever touch you again, where am I physically? Right next to you, right in front of you, pushing them away, making sure they don't do that to you. That's a physicality. No one can come to me and say to me, Manal's this and this and this and this, because I know that it's going to make you upset. I don't care how long they've known you. I don't care what stance they are in your life. As your friend who knows, my friend needs to know I love her, and that in that way, I'm standing up for her. Yes, if you are wrong, and me standing up for you when you did something wrong, that's a conversation for us to have when? In private.
Yeah, like I said.
But in the Play Store, I'm not asking no questions. I'm standing up for you.
Yeah.
Whether you're right or wrong, I'm standing up for you. Yeah. But then if it was a wrong thing, I'll talk to you after. And vice versa.
But isn't it the same thing? So I know we're having this, maybe we're changing the...
Stop apologizing.
But gosh, I forgot. But what I was trying to say is, isn't the same thing like... Some people have a different idea on how to resolve issues. So some people are confrontational and some people are not. And then some people take time before they talk about something after they get upset. And some people want to talk about it right away. Mm. Wouldn't it be kind of like the same thing? So what if, like, for example, your friend didn't stand up for you now, but like in a month stood up for you?
No, because that's not what you needed at that time. Me, okay, switch it up. I know as your friend, as being your friend, I know that's what you need immediately. Me as your friend, I don't need that immediately. And you know this. When it comes to me and like when I'm mad or when I'm angry at something, for me, it's later on. My emotions come later. I process things later. You know this about me, right? So you know, in defending me, you can have a conversation at 1 a.m. and we'll talk about it. And in that space, I feel like you've stood up for me because that's exactly what I need. But if we're in a situation and where right now somebody has shoved you or pushed you or said something to you right now, we're asking questions and we're dissecting it later. In this space right now, I'm standing up for you because that's what being your friend is like. It's not the time for me to be like, no, you need to change the thing you need. No, for what? You need this. Okay. It's signing up for friendship.
I'm trying to show you how, and if I'm not doing it the right way, show me how.
And we'll have that conversation in private.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, as your friend, the thing that made us friends is the core qualities that you have that are rooted in love, rooted in respect, and rooted in loyalty. Everything else is just the surrounding of it. So there is no way I'm going to rationalize with you about somebody else coming to me and telling me something about... There's no way I'm rationalizing it. Where were you when that person came to you and called you and said something about, no, I'm not having a phone conversation with someone who's made you upset and has made you cry about what they want to do. No, call. Let's have the conversation face to face. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see anyone on the fence. First of all, anyone who chooses the fence hasn't chosen me. It's girl code right there. If you're on the fence about something that has brought me pain, you're not my friend.
If you're on the fence,
you're not my friend.
About something,
jump over the fence. Not my friend.
that, my God.
You're not my friend. If you're on the fence about something that made me cry and has brought me pain, and you want to rationalize with me and make me see their side, you can jump on their side. I'm not having this conversation, right or wrong. You're my friend. So you see what I mean about loyalty and about respect? It's a deep thing for me.
I hear it. And I think I'm going to just, for me personally, I think I'm in a phase for that kind of part of it. I'm in the phase of like defining where I draw my boundaries. And like where I draw.
Remember how you said sometimes we don't even say our boundaries? You said it.
Yeah.
We don't even say our boundaries.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to repeat our boundaries. Yeah. And sometimes people have to get to know us again.
People have to get to know us again.
Yeah.
That part. Yeah. It's like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm not. It doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. I've changed. I don't want the friendship. I don't want to be loyal. I don't, none of those things. It just means my values. I've come to terms with my values. I'm not going to apologize because I didn't know what was more important to me before. But today, because as you get older, as we get older, the taste of the friendship and the requirements for the friendship are changing because our tolerance level is lower. And so you don't have time. And then we have less time physically because scientifically proven that even though we have 24 hours, but the days are getting shorter.
For real.
So we really don't have time to just entertain for the sake of entertaining. Yeah. It's gotta be intentional. You have to be laser sharp and you have to know what you provide as a friend. And if you're not, open the floor.
Let's revisit it.
Let's revisit it and say, okay, what do you think? How do you feel like I haven't been there as a friend?
And how can we do this better?
How can I do this better?
100%. I'm all for those check-ins.
Absolutely.
I love a good check-in.
We've had a couple.
We've had a few of ours. And I love this for us.
And I love it. And I think it's important. I think people always think that this has to be an argument. It has to be a fight.
We'll always have conversations. Hey, I was upset about this earlier, or this isn't something I'm happy with. How can we do it? And we just hold space.
Safe space.
A lot of times you might not even understand the thing, but it's like, okay, I'm holding space. I hear you. What you said is valid. Let's work on it. That's all something needs sometimes,
Yeah.
Don't get defensive. Don't be like, oh, and then you did this. It's not the time. Yeah. One person's telling you that.
I will say you're one of those people. I know we've had some conversations, and you've been always, and it was a bit foreign to me, not gonna lie, because sometimes you're just like you handle it, and I'm like, oh.
No, she's like, but I was like, oh, I'm okay.
That's
no, because I'm a very solution oriented person.
That's really
and we've had conversations about this where, like, if there's a problem happening, I will, and that's sometimes where I'm a little bit flawed because I won't put emotions. People sometimes say I'm emotionless because Manal's upset. The method, Manal's upset. I want to see what's wrong. Okay, here's the solution. Let's fix it. Blah blah blah. Let's hug it out. I don't put emotion behind it. I'm not angry that you're
people
upset.
think that part is bad.
Yeah,
it's cold, but it's not.
It's not. It's me acknowledging and holding space for your emotion. Now, if you're mad and then I get mad at you being mad, and then I'm like, actually, well, you did this. Where are we gonna go? There's no space for it.
There's no solution.
And then vice versa. I can be like, something happens to me and I can come to you and I'd be like, hey, because you know how I deal with things, you're also going to be like, okay, I'm going to hold space. And that's literally what's happened. It's been spaces. And I think friendship sometimes just needs that, like, patience and face. But if there's no loyalty or respect, you can hit the road.
Yeah, hit the road.
But now this dynamic is crazy. It's something you brought up earlier, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, ladies. So my friend is dating my ex.
I don't have an ex that dated
my friend.
No, I don't.
And she doesn't know that I know about it. So to give you guys some context, I was dating this guy for 4 years, right after college. He was my first love, and she was with me throughout it all. Now, it's been 6 years. I'm happily married. I am so in love with my husband. And recently, I was out with my man and I saw my best friend sitting at the same restaurant as my husband and I, and she looked really cozy with my ex. My stomach has been in knots ever since. I don't know what to say to her and how I should approach it. I think girl code has been broken. And also, I don't want to look like I'm jealous because I'm not. I just don't like the fact that they're doing this. What should I do?
She's married.
She's happily married. It's been 6 years. But this is like her me and what would Hoya say?
What do you would say? I will keep enough malahin.
Enough malahin. You know that song, Tony Braxton, he wasn't mad enough
I was
for
gonna
me.
sing that.
Why are you thinking?
Yo, that song is so.
I could play it every day.
That song is so sad.
No, hoy like horta nimba ko qabo reer bad haysata. Reerkaada ninkaada ku focus on that.
Listen, let's do a deep dive. Why?
Your friend did Max. Niman way buuxaan.
Hooyo waxay dhahdaa waa nimanka adduunyada waa ka
Adduunka waa ka
buuxaan.
buuxaan. There's plenty of
Ninkaas
men in the
kaliya
world.
you know.
Count
But you know
my
what?
passion.
I'll say this and I'll speak on. I think it's many cultures. One thing I remember, and I know this because of like extended family situation. Generally, rule of thumb is to keep like your husband. Let's just say if it's a husband, to keep your husband and your best friend a little bit not too close, unless you completely trust. And you know, so
I don't know.
Me personally, yeah, I don't know, but I don't know, but I just know that
Because I don't
anything
have to
can
worry about
happen. But my rule of thumb is my level of comfort, and this is whether it's religion, culture, how we were raised, or whatever, just a little bit. I think that helps us with our decision making. I think it's our backgrounds, how we see things, because that should be something no one should talk to you about. Like, I can't date your ex-husband.
There's no way.
I can't date your ex-boyfriend. I can't even date a guy you said you liked last night. I can't date a guy you brought his name, said it, and then I go the next day.
It's funny because we've had that scenario. We can't really talk about it though.
I can't.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for our religion. I'm grateful for our upbringing. I'm grateful for our culture.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for our conscience.
That part.
Our conscience. Because
That part.
how? It's just, oh, it would be like, achas, you know? Like,
No,
that's
Johan.
just, it's disgusting.
So she said, what should I do? She's not your friend.
She's not your friend. The problem is not him. If you are still friends with him, stay friends with him.
No,
the problem is not him.
She's
The
moved
problem-
on. I think people, look, I believe now more than anything else that people serve different spaces in your life and times in your life. You guys, college, well, you finished college, you finished everything. I think she should go. Her married life does not need someone. What to do, shorty? Her cat just walked into the room. Her married life, she does not need to be around her past like that.
No,
So what should she do? Nothing, sis. Don't do
Nothing.
anything. I feel like she shouldn't do anything.
nothing.
I think let it go. Let them all sit on each other's laps, do whatever they're doing, get cozy, do whatever. You've moved on. Focus on your new life. Focus on your husband. Focus on your family, and that's it. You're not missing out on anything. This is your past. He's your ex, whatever. She's your ex best friend, and we keep it pushing.
I agree with you.
So I would say.
It's I think we just switch on and off our conscience as we please, and I think that's very dangerous because then the meter is off and then you're all over the place.
Yeah,
and karma's a thing. So
it's a real
when you
thing.
do things like that and then you wonder why things aren't going right, always go back. If your conscience isn't switched on, because it's weird. That's weird. Sorry, sis, do nothing. Just move on. You're happily married. Do your plan your barbecue on the weekend.
Yeah, girl, live your life. You got your man.
your life.
You got the man you're supposed to be with, and that's more
Absolutely.
important. Manal, just to wrap up the episode, what do you think? What's like two things that you'd say is like your girl code commandments? Like, what would you say is like something you want to live by? It doesn't have to be a statement. It could just be like your thing.
I think my thing is, obviously we said loyalty and respect. That's non-negotiable. Those are non-negotiables. Because it is definitely, girl code is very sacred, as I mentioned. I would say, like I said, stand up for me in rooms that I'm not in.
Yeah, that's a non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable for me.
have normal
Stand up for me. Stand up for me. Trust me, I'll be standing up for you.
Manal stands.
I will stand and I will stop it immediately. And if it doesn't stop, I will come back and I will let you know and it will sting.
Yeah.
But I won't tolerate it. I don't play around friendship.
Yeah.
be a safe space.
Yes.
Allow each other to grow within the friendship. Don't get comfortable. Get uncomfortable. Have uncomfortable conversations, and make sure. Yeah, he's okay. Have uncomfortable conversations. Giving me a hug. Have uncomfortable conversations where you can grow from, and feel like the evil villain.
No, I love that for you, baby girl. I would just to add to that, I would literally just be like, don't take my kindness for a weakness. Don't look at my kindness in our friendship as a weakness and be like, oh, Anisa's gonna do this and this. I'm not no send out. I'm your friend. There's a respect there. And again, for me, it always goes back to respect and loyalty. And the girl code is like, represent me in the best way, because I represent you in the best way. If you're my friend and if I hear of an opportunity that I know would be perfect for you, I'm putting your name in the room. I'm saying all these things like, whoa, what it do, shawty? I didn't even know. Muffin said, what's up?
Muffin wanted to be on the show.
So
today.
in conclusion, do you want to tell them to don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe? Yeah.
Come on, Muffin, you got this.
Muffin, let them know. Look at that camera right there and say...
Muffin, look there.
Muffin said bye.
Look there.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching our latest episode. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
Share, comment, like, subscribe.
All of the above. And we shall see you guys.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Believe it. And we really appreciate you guys tuning in and constantly supporting us and sending us all this feedback. It's just really... We appreciate it. She's busy, so I'm going to finish the rest of this. Thank you again, and there is it.